Good morning, students. In the series of lectures of the Tinea Solium, this is the second lecture of the series. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the habit and habitat, the body structure of the Tinea Solium. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the nutrition, respiration, and nervous system in Tinea Solium. Myself, Dr. Balram Sai, Assistant Professor in Zoology, Government Dungar College, Bikaner. In today's lecture, we will discuss about nutrition in Taenia solium, then respiration, and the last, the nervous system of the Taenia solium. If we talk about the nutrition, the alimentary canal is altogether absent in Taenia solium. Therefore, its mode of nutrition is saprozoic, that is, it absorbs digested liquid food from the intestine of the host through its general body surface. In fact, the digested nutrients like glucose, amino acids, glycerol, etc., from the host intestine, particularly from ileum, diffuse directly through its general body surface. It is also thought that as its collex is deeply anchored into the intestinal mucosa, hence it also absorbs tissue fluids from the host. The reserve food is stored as glycogen and lipids in the parenchyma. If we discuss about the respiration in Taenia solium, the mode of respiration is anaerobic as the tapeworm lives in the intestinal contents which is oxygen free. The energy is derived from the breakdown of glycogen. During the breakdown process, carbon dioxide, fatty acids, and other organic acids are produced as waste products. The CO2 is diffused out through its general body surface, while fatty acids, etc., are removed through the excretory system. It is interesting to note that whenever free oxygen is available to tapeworm, it consumes the oxygen and the rate of consumption being maximum in the anterior proglottids, which gradually decreases towards the posterior side of the body. Nervous system, Taenia solium. This is the picture showing the nervous system of the Taenia solium. Nervous system of Taenia solium consists of two small cerebral ganglia in the scolex connected together by a thick transverse nerve band and by the dorsal and ventral commissions. Here from the pictures you can see the two cerebral ganglion. This is the cerebral ganglion. This is the cerebral ganglion. And in the scolex part, these are connected together by the thick transverse connective and by the dorsal commissure and the ventral commissure. Here you can see ventral commissure and the dorsal commissure. All these structures together are referred to as the brain complex. So the cerebral ganglion, the thick transverse connective, the dorsal commissure connecting the two cerebral ganglion, the ventral commissure forms the brain complex. The brain complex is connected with another rostellar nerve ring having a pair of rostellar ganglia in the rostellum by its nerves. Here you can see the two rostellar ganglions, and this is the another rostellar ganglion, and from these ganglions nerves to the rostellum and sulcus are arising, and this is the rostellar nerve ring which is connected to the two rostellar ganglion. The sulcus and the rostellum are supplied by the nerve fibers from the cerebral and rostellar ganglion. From the posterior side of the brain complex, 5 pair of longitudinal nerve cord arise and travel in the strobila. So, from the brain complex you can see 5 pairs of nerves arise. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So, similar in the another side, and this is the main lateral nerve cord, then two accessory lateral nerve cords, then the ventral nerve cord and the dorsal nerve cord. Similarly here also, this is the main lateral nerve cord, then this is the main lateral nerve cord, then two accessory lateral nerve cords, then the dorsal nerve cord and ventral nerve cord. Out of these, two lateral longitudinal nerves are best developed, which we have already discussed. These are the two main lateral nerve cords, this one and similarly this one on the other side. They run along the entire length of the strobila, lying just outside the longitudinal excretory canal. The longitudinal nerve cords are connected in each proglottid by a ring connective situated below the transverse excretory canal. Here you can see the picture we will be discussing. This is the ring connective of the proglottid. Nerves originating from ring connective and longitudinal nerve cords innervate the proglottids. So this is the ganglion and this is the ring connective of the proglottid. Here in the nervous system, one thing interesting we can say, special sense organs are absent, but free nerve endings are abundant in the scolex and the rest of the body part. So if we summarize the nervous system, two cerebral ganglion connected by the transverse connective and the dorsal commissure, ventral commissure, then the rostellar ganglion. From rostellar ganglion nerves to rostellum and sulcus arise, and this is the rostellar nerve ring. You can see in the picture, and the cerebral ganglion, transverse connective, dorsal commissure, and the ventral commissure forms the brain complex, and from the brain complex, 5 nerves arises, among which this is the main lateral nerve cord, then two accessory lateral nerve cords, then the ventral nerve cord and the dorsal nerve cord, similarly on the other side, and ring connective of proglottid is seen in the nervous system and sense organs are absent. Thanks a lot for paying the attention, and in the upcoming lectures we will discuss about the reproductive system in Taenia solium. Thanks again.